Do you remember the first time you sang in front of people, and what was that experience like? This is a question that I asked to you guys, and I got some amazing responses that I wanted to share with you and kind of explore with you. So Steve said he was terrified. It was 42 years ago. All right, Steve, so you've been singing a long time. Awesome. It was at a big country music honky tonk, and he's still doing it. Blues and rock now too, though. Nice. All right, this is Robert. Robert said it was terrifying. Hands were shaking. He sang a song for his wife's sister. Oh, that's nice. After that, he started to love it, and the feedback from a live audience is fabulous. Yes, it is. That's a really good point. Just getting that feedback can be such a confidence booster. All right, so this is Sunny, and he said yes, he does remember the first time he sang in front of people. He said it was on the Love Boat, which I guess is the Princess Cruise Lines. Cool. He was singing, and it sounds like he was singing, trying to emulate Neil Diamond. All right. So they have a competition called The Voice of the Ocean, The Voice of the Ocean. It's a spinoff from The Voice. I was asked by the cruise director if I would like to work for the cruise lines. That's amazing. It was exciting and crazy at the same time, jumping from ship to ship. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. So there you go. You never know what singing in front of people is, what opportunities are going to come your way. Lindy said that for her, it was an overwhelming sense of unity during her solo with her co-actors who were sitting behind her in the musical play and sing with the audience. This is what I wanted to feel like for the rest of my life. Oh, I love that. And she ended up being a civil servant, but still sings for audiences on occasion. I love that. This is what I wanted to feel like for the rest of my life. See, singing it might start off scary, but there are some really positive things that can happen too. All right, so this is from Jay, and Jay said, wow, there's a memory, and he actually has a photo of this experience for him. He said he was fine about being on stage because he plays keys and piano, okay, but his first gig singing lead was a track gig, so he was singing to a track. He said he did one original song that he had produced and recorded. That's awesome. So this was in the Village in New York City, back in 1988. I love this. I love that he has a picture here that, gosh, it's almost 40 years old. That's amazing. Carol said that she remembers. It was about 15 years ago. So much history from you all. This is amazing. It was in front of an audience of 4 people. Hey, 1 person, 4 people, 100 people, doesn't matter. An audience is an audience, right? I felt a little nervous, but it was fun. Audiences have gotten a bit larger now, still get a little nervous, but it's still fun. I began taking singing lessons around 50 years old. I'm now 65 and I still enjoy singing, and I have the same vocal coach. I love that, okay? She started taking singing lessons when she was 50. Guys, singing is one of those things that we can always be growing in, whether it's our technique or it's the type of songs that we're singing. Maybe we want to revisit some fun songs we used to sing years ago and put a little bit different twist on it. So I love this, that she got into singing and pursuing that hobby for herself when she was 50. It's never too late. So this is from Angela, and Angela said, I think I was 3 years old. Okay, so congratulations on remembering something from when you were 3. I think I was 3 years old doing a Christmas show for the parents with my preschool. I was in the front row. I was having so much fun that I completely got lost in the moment. This is adorable. I got so lost in the moment that when everybody else had left the stage, I was still standing there waiting for the next song to start. At some point, it occurred to me that I was taking a long time for the song to start, so I looked back to see that the last child was going off the stage. So then I ran to catch up, and the audience thought that was quite amusing. Oh, that is adorable. What a fun memory. I would say the whole thing felt pretty magical up until that moment. That is hilarious. So yeah, it's like everything is going really well, and then you realize, oh, everyone else has left. This is from Danielle, and Danielle said that my favorite band of all time brought me on stage to sing a chorus with them twice when I saw them in Germany. That's amazing. It was surreal, terrifying, and empowering. I love this. I love that she has these two words right next to each other. Terrifying and empowering. Sometimes I feel like in order for something to be empowering, it has to be terrifying, right? It has to be something that there's going to be some fear. There's going to be not bad fear, but something that kind of scares you. And then when you do that something, that's what's going to empower you. The fact that you did it, that you faced it, that you came out of that situation positively, that's where that empowerment is. I love that she has these two words next to each other. It's actually because of them my stage fright has improved. Awesome. That's awesome, Danielle. This is from Samson. He said his first time singing in front of an audience was at karaoke and around family. It was a lot of fun. Yes. If you haven't sung in front of people yet, singing in front of family is a good first place. This is from Catherine, and Catherine said, actually, I will be singing for my first time ever on Saturday. Very cool. At age 60. I'm not thinking about singing in front of people. I'm thinking of it as being another lesson, and the people are also students. Good. First of all, congratulations pursuing your love of singing and performing at the age of 60. We're never at the wrong age, right? Whatever age you are at right now is the right age for you to be pursuing your goals and for you to be exploring your voice. And I love how she said, I'm not thinking of singing in front of people. I'm thinking about another lesson. Sometimes finding how we are perceiving the performance, just shifting how we're thinking about it and how we're approaching it can make all the difference. Here's what John had to say. I started my first band and singing when I was 59. All right, another 50 plus person pursuing their dream. This is amazing. People ask me why it took so long. I tell them I had to practice. Something tells me, John, you were probably ready for this a little bit earlier than that, but that's awesome that you went ahead with that. All right, this is from Quinika. I remember when I was 16 years old singing in a musical theater summer camp. I did Christine's theme song from Fan the Opera. You go, that's amazing. Which is titled, of course, Phantom of the Opera. I got a standing ovation, and it was at that moment that I decided I wanted to be a singer. I love that. I also recall it was a pretty large theater with a good sized audience. I wouldn't say that was my first time singing, but it was my first time where I really felt like I was giving it my all for a solo. I love how so many of these responses, people are saying, it was this experience that, she said, it was this experience that I decided I wanted to be a singer. And so sometimes that's what it takes. It takes this positive performance. It takes the response from that audience for us to really kind of realize that it's something fun. It's something fun, even though it can be terrifying. It can also be empowering and fun for us to do. And this one is from Christy. Christy said, yep, it was 1 year ago at the age of 49. I was terrified, but I made myself do it. I got the itch. Okay, I love it. So even at age 49, she ripped off the Band-Aid, she did it, and now she wants to just keep singing in front of others. Great, that's amazing, Christy. And this is Lori. Lori said, awful. My then teacher insisted I sing where he was singing for some event. I was not ready to sing in front of anyone, let alone a crowd. I thought I would faint or throw up. I honestly can't remember anything from that night. So here's what she says. You need to feel, 1, you are singing songs that are picked for your voice. I 100% agree. 2, you need to depend on your voice. I'm pretty sure neither was the case, but I got over my stage fright and sang in many shows and reviews for decades. Always trying to work harder and sound better. Yeah. Lori has a really good point here, is that it's okay to give ourselves boundaries, right? It's okay. I remember one of, this certainly wasn't the first time I sang in front of people, but I was pressured to sing at an event and the sound system was like a boombox. Okay, he had like a, just like a $10 Radio Shack microphone coming out of a boombox, and I remember being so embarrassed because I practiced and practiced the song and put a lot into it, and then when it came to actually performing it, because the sound equipment was such bad quality, it made my voice sound very distorted and just awful, and it was very embarrassing. So, it's okay for us to have boundaries. Like in that moment, I was, I was pretty young, so I didn't know to really say no, or I didn't know to say, well, I'll do this if, right? But, it's okay for us to say no. I mean, what happened for her? Oh, she wasn't ready. And I get it. Like sometimes we need that extra push, but you know yourself if you are truly just scared and you just need a little encouragement, or if you're truly not ready and it's not going to be a good experience because of that. So feel free to set those boundaries when you need to. All right, so let's see what Justin had to say about remembering the first time he sang in front of people. He said, my first was last weekend. Okay, so this is a lot more recent. Kind of cool to hear from somebody who just did this. He said it was in front of Canadian Got Talent coach and about 60 people in a lounge. All right, that's amazing. He said he almost passed out from the pressure, but second go was a lot better, still a bit shaky. If you are nervous about singing in front of people, listen to this. Listen to what Justin said. You are not alone. Everyone gets nervous. Everyone feels like they want to pass out from the pressure, like what Justin said here. You're not alone. Just get up there, rip off the Band-Aid, and give it a go. This is from Michael. He said he was 6. I very much looked forward to it. He's saying, I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus at the Sacred Heart Christmas show. Oh, that is delightful. And this one is from Nick. Playing with a band was easy and fun because I was with my friends. No nerves, just excitement. Okay, cool. When I went solo, it felt very different. I hear this from a lot of people. Shaking the first time sitting on a chair with my guitar, like a fairground ride where you want to get off, but as soon as it stops, you want to get on again. A month later, I stood up to play instead and felt excited again. That is amazing. So I love this. I love hearing that, first of all, a lot of people can relate to this. Like when we are in, whether it's a small singing group or a band or, just with other people, it tends to take that pressure off, which might be a good segue for you. If you want to get into solo gigging or singing solos in some capacity, grab a couple of friends and ask them to do something with you, and so that you can start to kind of ease into it and it can become a little bit easier for you. But this was really interesting too, that he said the first time he was sitting in a chair. Okay, so it sounds like he was gigging, doing a solo gig with him and his guitar. It sounds like that, a lot of times we might think like, oh, I'm gonna sit, it's gonna be a little bit more relaxed. For him, like, no, he was like shaking a lot. But then when he was standing, that he actually felt more comfortable standing. So these are the kinds of things that you want to think through before you gig, before you perform. Do I want to stand? How is that going to feel? Like, am I going to be able to, see my instrument okay? Am I going to be able to see if you're using music? Will you be able to see the music? Will you be able to see the iPad okay? Practice in a way that you are going to perform so that you're used to that, whether it's standing, sitting, whatever your setup is, that kind of thing. And Rasta said, yes, she does remember. It was in band with her dad. I had to fill in for the guitar player who broke his arm. Proved that I had much to learn at the time, and that was in 1977. Okay, well, I'm sure you have grown a lot and learned a lot since 1977. But sometimes that's what it takes. It just, you have an opportunity. It might be a little spontaneous, and you've just got to jump in there for somebody else, and then that's how you learn. That's funny that she said that, because the first time that I led worship at the church that I'm currently at, was because my worship leader got sick. You know, it's one of those situations where it was the day before. He's like, hey, yeah, I lost my voice, can't sing. You think you could do it? We'll change a couple keys for you. And so, you know, you just it's kind of fun sometimes that way. Sometimes when it's quick and spontaneous like that, you don't have enough time to overthink it. You don't have enough time to think through all the things that could go wrong. You just got to get up there and do it. And sometimes that's the best way to make that happen. All right, this is from Albert. He said, yes, he does remember. It was in 4th grade. We sang America the Beautiful. The teacher singled me out. I went on to be all county, all state, and a voice major in college. Yes! All right, Albert, that's awesome. I've been singing in all kinds of situations ever since. Oh, I love it. Man, I hope that you thank that teacher, because how amazing is that teacher was like, all right, you're going to sing this solo. Like she or he must have really seen something in you or heard something in you. And look at what happens. Like you went on to do all of these amazing things and really like lean into singing. So the question that we have been answering is, do you remember the first time you sang in front of people? And what was that experience like? Well, listen, if you are coming up on singing in front of people and maybe you're not quite sure what that experience is going to be like, then check out my Confident Singer checklist. This is a quick but impactful checklist that's going to take you through some specific steps that you can do right before you get on stage to ensure that that is going to be a fantastic experience for you. You can check the link below and grab that checklist today.